Well, I have a new project. As much as I love this bike, and it really is a beautiful machine. It's got the upgraded chain ring up in front. It's just wonderful. Very comfortable bike. Most comfortable bicycle I've ever owned. But I'm selling it because I picked this up yesterday. Or 2 days ago I picked this up. This is a Trident Fat Tire bike. I wanted the fat tire. It's either 26-inch wheels. I think they measure 28-inch though. And I wanted the fat tire because I had fat tired bicycles, and I really enjoyed the soft ride of a fat tire. Plus it sits up higher, so it's really easy to get in and out of it. And I did add, I moved my saddlebags over to here, and I purchased this battery. And the luggage rack all came as a unit. A guy had bought this a couple years ago, was going to do a e-bike build from scratch, never got around to it. So the batteries have never been used. It's a 17 amp hour battery, and it does pull out of there, and I got that whole thing for $100, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I picked the bike up. The guy who owned it, he ended up with a young guy, but he ended up with a hip problem where the doctor told him you cannot do any kind of sports, definitely can't ride this thing, because I don't know, it's just something medically, so that's all I can say about it. So he reluctantly sold it, and I paid him $600 for this bike. And I thought that was a really good deal for a Tadpole like this. I am, in fact, today they're delivering it. I'm putting in a mid-drive unit on this. And I went with the Veribus, so we'll see how that goes. It puts out 160 Newton meters of torque, which is 100 foot-pounds in American. And we'll see how the gearing and everything works with that. I think it'll be good. I think it'll work out just fine. So I'm pretty anxious to get that in here. So I got the battery in, so it won't take long to convert this. The seat, I didn't like the top curve. It leaned forward quite a bit, and I didn't like it. So I went to straighten it out a little bit, which is really hard because that seat's tough. So what I did is I put a piece of 2-inch angle under the curve, and I drove my car over it. And that straightened it right out. So I got that just fine. It did take quite a bit of pressure to get that thing straightened out. This seat does detach. It does not adjust forward and backward. So you have to adjust the boom. You can't adjust the seat forward and backward. It's as upright as it'll go, which I think it's designed to be more laid back, but I don't like it that way. So I've got it set up for me. I do have a 16-inch 1-inch thick cushion I'm going to throw on the bottom because the seat rails kind of dig in after a while. And I did that with these bikes. I got these little pads that I bought for those. Those cost about $12 from Amazon, and that really helps a lot. So that's the scoop here. So we'll be converting this one over probably tomorrow. See how that goes. Hopefully I can sell this one. Otherwise I'll put it in storage and sell it in spring. But yeah, this has been a really good machine. I put 400 miles on this in 3 months. And that tells you how much I enjoyed it. Because I think the last bike I had, it put 500 miles on it in 3 years. So, quite a deal. And this one's going with the phone mount and the headlight and the whole works. So I'm selling it as is. So it's going to have all the upgrades, all the options. I will tell you that seat that comes on these, the ones with the pad at the bottom like that in the back, these are the best seats. This is definitely more comfortable even than this one or those two. There's no rails on the bottom, so you don't get the discomfort. There's no need to put a pad on that one. It's got the pad, and much better. But you have to compromise along the way, I guess. So I'll keep you updated on how this goes and the progress. And I've got gobs of bikes for sale. I got somebody looking at a few of them today, so we'll see if we can clear the garage out here a little bit before spring. So the project is coming along pretty good. I got my Variabus motor on the front. So this is a mid-drive unit that I purchased off of eBay, and I actually opted for this one over the Bafang because the specs are better and the unit was $100 cheaper. This one puts out 100 foot-pounds or 160 Newton meters of torque. So it's a little bit stronger than the Bafangs that I was looking at. The only problem is it was not designed for a trike like this. It's designed for a bicycle. So I had to add this extra little metal kicker here because the motor would swing up, and I was afraid it was going to tear the wires off. You know, I could have mounted it with the motor up against the stem here, but then the wires, which come out of the bottom of the motor, would be in the front of the motor, and they'd all be too short. Plus, I didn't like the idea of having them exposed like that. So I opted to do it this way, which worked out really, really pretty good. The cabling is too short. I have all the controls over here on one side, including both brake lever actuators, which you really don't even need those. I'm thinking I might just take them off and not use them at all, because you never use you never pedal or use the throttle when you're braking. And as soon as you stop pedaling, the motor actually shuts down, just like driving a car. I mean, how often do you step on the brakes and the accelerator at the same time? Not very often if you're sober. But anyway, so I might just get rid of them. It's got a really nice screen. It automatically turns the headlight on, which you can turn off. That's no big deal. And it's got a real nice screen, which is sideways. And this actually has a Bluetooth app also. So I can like monitor speed and all that, which I probably won't use because I use Galileo GPS to track my routes and all that. The battery does have a nice tail light. Got the flags. She's ready to go. I have driven it, and it is remarkable how well the mid-drives work. It's really transparent. It's like you're always pedaling on level ground, even if you're going up or down hills, doesn't matter. And you can set the speed limits, you can set the boost intensity, and how the soft start, hard start, all that stuff is all programmable. It's really, really easy to set up. I did have to shorten the chain 3 inches, not because of the drive, but the previous owner, he put a different derailleur on it, and for some reason the chain was actually about 6 inches too long. And with the larger sprocket in front, I opted to just take 3 inches off, and it's just right now. It was jumping in the high gears. The chain was jumping because of the high torque of this thing. So a couple things have changed there. Is for shorten the chain fixes that. But I'm not going to run the high gear unless I'm on a rail trail where there's no slope. Otherwise, I'll probably run it in second or third because it'd be more comfortable for the motor and generally better for everything. So the wiring was kind of a challenge, but we got her done and everything's working. And this is the first mid-drive I put in. So I'm assuming that the Bafang, which has been around a lot longer, I imagine they have a kit with extended wiring or extensions to the wiring that you can use. I started out with the tires at 15 psi. I got the front down to 8 and the back at 10. That seems to be a pretty good compromise. The reason I bought this thing really was because of the ride. Fat tire bikes just ride better. And this is no exception. It rides substantially better than that one over there. I do have a cushion that I ordered for the seat because this seat is not super comfortable. It's narrow, so the little metal rails on the side kind of dig into your hips. That is the most comfortable seat right there. And any trike that uses that kind of seat, that's the way to go. I wish this one had that seat, but I think with the cushion and everything, it'd be just perfect. I did, I mentioned before I modified the seat to fit my contour. I didn't like that top part digging into my shoulders. So anyway, this is the deal, and I'll do a little bit of a on-road with it when I get it out there. It was kind of raining, so we will have to check that out. I do have to straighten that one wheel that's got a wobble in it, and I'm waiting I have to get a tool to do the adjustment on the spokes. So kind of waiting for that. But anyway, that's the update on the beast.